Hello, this is Frank Neely from HeartlandDiaryUSA.com, bringing you news every conservative can use. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay up to date. Well, the big news today is that President Trump and Melania Trump have tested positive for COVID-19. That's a concern, certainly. However, I want to help dispel any rumors you might be hearing. So I'm going to present this interview with Joe Piscopo, the Saturday Night Live comedian from years ago, who now is a radio talk show host and conservative commenter on politics. And Piscopo was at a event with President Trump yesterday, the day before he was diagnosed with COVID. And Piscopo's assessment is that the president is as strong as ever. He's on the top of his game, and nothing slowed him down with this COVID infection. So I want you to listen, and it's a really good interview.
I want to go, though, to my buddy Joe Piscopo, mover and shaker in all political and media circles. He was with the president yesterday when the president quickly jetted in for a big fundraiser at Bedminster. So, Joe, I'd like to sort of pick your brain a little bit. How did he appear to you, and how did he seem to you?
Top of his game. I've never seen him more energized. Neil, I went there, it's 20 minutes from the house, So I went as a private citizen just to observe the president coming by Bedminster to thank his friends. It was like a thank. He raised money, but it was like that's his, that's his neighborhood. Right. I have to tell you, he was warm, vulnerable, charming, funny, took time. He stood there, and as I watched the president yesterday, about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon in Bedminster, New Jersey, and again, I was a guest. I wasn't in the VIP. I was in the cheap seats, all right, Neil? Just so I know what you're asking, So I was
but I'm surprised that they even let you in. They let you in. That's rather telling. But go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Well, they thought I was Joe Pesci, so they let me in. What am I going to do? So I go, now, so listen, I'm talking to guys around my age. You're a young man, Mr. Cavuto. I am not. And I said to guys my age, I said, look at how strong this guy is. We were saying about the president. Looking at President Trump, he was focused. His mental clarity was off the charts because he kept asking. He stayed. He did a speech about a half hour, 45 minutes, and then he did questions. I got to ask her how many people kept throwing questions, and I wanted to say, is he going to want to go? He stayed on game. I've never, and again, objectively, politics aside, we were amazed at the stamina, the strength, and how strong his voice was strong, his tenor was strong, his mental acumen was brilliant. Best I've ever seen him, Neil. I don't know what to tell you. I'm shocked to hear that.
Well, I'm glad to hear it from you because we heard these other reports that he was tired, he seemed fatigued. You didn't see any of that.
No, when I tell you, sharp, I'm a stage virtually. I know we do radio. Thank you. On the Salem network. And I do it every morning. You and I talk about it, and you too. The way you do all the hours of television that you do, God bless you. And I know what it's like. I watched this man yesterday, our president of the United States, and I appreciate the opportunity to get on the air here on Fox Business, Neil, and tell you the president was strong, top of his game. Aware of everything.
I'm glad to hear that. So you weren't seeing any signs of someone battling a cold, or that's normally how this first appears. You didn't see any of that. Were people wearing masks? Any of that stuff going on?
They did they COVID tested everybody, and they were masked up. There was the social distancing, and they were meticulous about everything. Secret Service. It was such a well-run, well-oiled machine. We were there, and again, I'm just an observer, so we were all very, very careful. But to your point, I'm a germaphobe. We always talk about that. I'm a hypochondriac. I worry about everything, and I could tell if the president's tenor was not at the top of his game. Like I said, he was great. He was just great. And then one doctor asked me on my radio show this morning, Neil, he said, well, how was the president's voice? I said, strong as ever, which would, there was no, I'm telling you, and why I keep emphasizing it is because those of us of age were saying, hey, how does this guy do it? Because he was going to do Sean Hannity tomorrow night. And he did several events earlier in the day. I've never seen someone with that stamina, and I think we're going to be in good shape. You know, everybody catches this thing. Thank God now. If you get ahead of it, it's just like a flu that you can get over. Pray God, Neil. But I think we're okay. But I'll tell you right now, my friend, the president looks strong as I've ever seen him.